Alright, here. I'll do a video, maybe hopefully clear some stuff up. This is a 2002 Ford Excursion. It has a 4R with a 7.3. I have no check engine light. I have no brake light on the dash. Currently, right now, I just have the key forward, so those standard two lights are on the dash, and that's it. There are no DTCs at all that we need to be concerned about. The only thing that we have down here is 1832, which is pretty common. I see this almost every day. T-case, four-wheel drive solenoid circuit failure, and then two-wheel drive solenoid circuit opener short to ground. Basically, on this particular truck, the reason that it came in is because the torque converter is not locking up. However, it is a fully built unit. It does have a brand new Garand torque converter in it. The truck is making about 400 horsepower, give or take. I know it's not the converter. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I know it's not. Also, I have short-circuited, I've grounded out pin number 4 on the solenoid body, and the solenoid body will allow me to ground that and shut the truck off by locking the torque converter in any forward gear. It doesn't work in reverse, but I don't know that I've ever tested another truck in reverse. I've always just put the truck in drive, and then it shuts off when I short-circuit it, so I know it's working. Anyway, my post referenced, has anybody ever had the BOO stay on, which is going to be the brake on-off switch? Let me go ahead and click on that. You can see that right there. Brake on-off is literally the definition of BOO. And you can see that right now it is on. Technically, it should be off. The key is on, and my foot is off of the pedal. You can't see it because it's dark. Anyway, not to be confused with the brake pressure applied switch, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the BOO. This switch says that it's on at all times. I have unplugged this switch, which should automatically default that to off. It does not do so. I have removed the switch from the Hydro Boost rod. That does not change anything. I even took another brake switch out of another truck that displayed off whenever the key was on, and then when I would push the pedal down, it would say on, and then when I would let off, it would say off. And I swapped that into this truck, and then I swapped the brake pedal switch from this truck into that other truck, and then that switch was working how it should. All 5 of the brake lights on this Excursion are currently working, and they are not LED. I already know about the whole resistor thing, specifically in old body style trucks, not necessarily in Super Duties. The 3 lights in the third brake light were out. They were burned out. However, they are all brand new, and also the bulbs in the tail lights are also brand new as well. So my question is very, very specific. Has anybody seen where the BOO stays on no matter what you do? Literally having the switch removed off of the rod and unplugged, it still displays on. My brake lights are not on. I also undid the trailer brake controller, and that did mess around with my brake pressure switch there, but it really didn't have any effect at all on this. So the truck starts, runs, drives, does everything beautifully, the same, exactly how it should. It goes through all of the gears and everything like that, like it should. It just does not lock the torque converter. And I've dealt with this before on all body styles, and that's the reason why I looked at this guy right here. Also, there are no other PIDs for the brake itself. Literally, the one before that is Barrow. The one after that is something to do. I don't even know what that is. CCS mode, coast clutch. Duh. So, yeah, there's nothing else that, I really need to be looking at for, this brake switch. I got to try to figure out why that's constantly saying on. That's what my question is. Has anybody ever seen where that thing just stays on? I am going to look up a wiring schematic, but that's why I threw like a real quick post up on the internet before I sat down and looked at a wiring schematic. There are 5 wires. It is a pole lock switch. I did verify that all the part numbers are the same across 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. They're all F87B 13480AB. I even took one out of another wreck truck as well, just for shits and giggles, but to no avail. So I really don't know, why that's staying on right now. And if I had to guess, it might have something to do with why the truck does not lock the torque converter. Because I can lock it myself manually, the transmission responds as it should. I can physically watch while driving down the road. In fact, let me pull that up. All right, and here we go. While driving down the road, TCC is off. The TCIL, which really has nothing to do with this, but it's overdrive cancel, that's also off. This torque converter should absolutely be locked at this point. I'm at 40% throttle, and I varied from anywhere from 20 to 50 during like a 10 to 15 second, 70 mile an hour run. I was fully up to operating temp. I was in fourth gear. I had plenty of RPM. In fact, that should be more like 2,000 RPMs at this particular juncture. TCC is being commanded 0%. And if you look at the graph, it absolutely never even spiked, even like anything at all. And typically, when I'm data logging these trucks, you'll see like a little teeny tiny spike like every so often. So pretty much everything else is exactly where it should be. The trans fluid temp doesn't even get hot. And as you can see right here, I was at 68 miles an hour. Should have been real close to that 2,000 RPM mark because the torque converter should have locked. This was like, you know, while driving down the road, I'd been in fourth gear for, by this time, at least 10 seconds. Certainly enough time for this thing to lock. And I drove 20 minutes after this, and still no torque converter lockup. And the only thing that I can find that is different than what it should be is the BOO. And that's why I'm asking to see if anybody has seen why BOO stays on no matter what.